Another beautiful weekend on the UC Irvine campus. The site here, Cicerone Field at Antietam Ballpark, for an important Big West Conference weekend three-game series. The UC Irvine Anteaters hosting the UC Santa Barbara Gauchos. Hi, everybody. I'm Mark Roberts, along with producer Amanda Larch and our ESPN Plus crew. Halfway through the regular Big West Conference season, Santa Barbara sits just a half game out of first place. UC Irvine sits just a half game out of what would be the conference tournament, 5 of the 11 teams qualifying. So it's a huge weekend three-game series and two rivals who have pretty much dominated the Big West Conference over the last 6-7 years. For the Anteaters, they come in 16-19 overall, 7-8 in conference play. Santa Barbara, after shutting out UCLA on Tuesday night, 23-11, and they're 10-5 in the Big West Conference. Our players to watch here this evening, presented to you by Destination Irvine, All-American pitcher Jackson Flora with an ERA of just above a half a run a game, making the start for Santa Barbara, and they're led by steady outfielder, their leading hitter, Rowan Kelly. The Anteaters counted themselves with an outstanding right-hander, junior Trevor Hansen, looking to really get the Anteaters back into the conference race, and the Anteaters suddenly have a new star in Danny Pulasic, who had 6 RBIs last weekend for the Anteaters in Hawaii. And a shot of a beautiful ballpark on a beautiful late Friday afternoon. UC Irvine, UC Santa Barbara. Anteaters, as you can tell if you're watching on ESPN Plus, in their camouflage home jerseys tonight. And there is right-hander Trevor Hansen, the man of the hour for the Anteaters. A big Friday start, going up against, certainly for the first two-thirds of the season, as good a pitcher as there been in the country in Jackson, Flora. Hansen 4-3, a 3.60 ERA for the indestructible right-hander who has never missed a start in 2.5 years for the Anteaters. Now let's take a look at the visitors. UC Santa Barbara batting order and starting lineup presented by Jersey Mike's. For the Gauchos, they lead it off with Colin Bazzizo playing left field. Hitting second for the Gauchos in right field, Liam Barrett. William Vassar hitting third. He'll play second base. Batting cleanup and the current Big West Conference Field Player of the Week. He had a great week last week. More about that later. Catcher Nate Vargas. Corey Nunez hits fifth. He'll be at shortstop. Batting sixth and center fielder, their best hitter season long, Rowan Kelly. Jonathan Mendez hits seventh. He'll be the designated hitter tonight for Andrew Checketts and the Gauchos. Hitting eighth at first base, Cole Kazuesko, the senior, batting eighth, playing first base, and hitting ninth at third base, Xavier Esker. On the mound, right-hander junior Jackson Flora. Gauchos in their road grays with Santa Barbara blue trim and numerals. Anteaters in their home whites with their camouflage jerseys. Trevor Hansen's 4-3. As I said earlier, he is making his 42nd consecutive start. That is saying something in any sport, but especially in college baseball. Your Friday, his first year, the Saturday weekend starter. Never missed the call and has had enormous success for the Anteaters. Hansen's 10th game this year, 10th start, 55 innings, has allowed 47 hits, 22 earned runs, walked 17, struck out 4 times as many, striking out 68, and opponents hitting just .230 against him. Bazzizo stands in. Colin, left-hand hitter. Hansen gets his sign from Efren Ortega, right-hander's first pitch. Fastball, swung on and missed. 0-1. Michael Chuckerman, your home plate umpire tonight. At first base, John Matson. At second base, Jason McNown. And at third base, Anthony Norris. 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2. 0-2 the count. Hansen with 2 very good breaking balls. Curveball and the change. to go with a wicked slider and a fastball that can get up to 92. Right there, 91. He's hiding away ball 1-2. Bazzizo hitting .333, making his 18th start, tied for the club lead in batting average along with Rowan Kelly. Takes one at his feet, 2-2. Bazzizo, 20 hits, making start number 18 for the Gauchos in their 35th game. 1 home run, 11 RBIs. Hansen working first base side of the rubber, 2-2 fouled back. Will do it again. Anteaters are 5-2 in April. Santa Barbara right now, after a dip, they started out the year red hot, beat some great programs, and early in conference plays, they had a 4-game losing streak. But they're now 10-5 in Big West play, breaking ball just inside to the left-hand hitting leadoff hitter, 3-2. So they're 23-11 overall, and of course coming up, shutting out UCLA, unanimous number 1 in the country, Tuesday night, 4-0. Bazzizo fouls it off third base side. Will do it again. Beautiful ballpark here, immaculately groomed by our great grounds crew. Symmetrical, 335 down each line, 380 to left and right center, 408 to dead center field. The 3-2 pitch is high, ball 4. A great at bat by Colin Bazzizo. Down 0-2 in the count to a first-rate pitcher, and eventually, on the 7th pitch, draws a walk. So Bazzizo at first, nobody out. Colin on the year has stolen 2 bases in 3 attempts. The Gauchos kind of mediocre when it comes to stolen bases, 30 out of 45. Pretty good bunt here by Liam Bear, third base side. Down to Bearhead and Hansen, throws on a hop and late. Barrett a bunt single. He bunted it about 25 feet up the third base line and fair all the way. Not enough time for the Anteater catcher, Efren Ortega, to get to it. Hansen, who feels his position extremely well, got to it, but got to it a bit late. And he had to hurry a throw, threw it on a hop and late. So Santa Barbara sets up shop. Barrett a bunt single. Bazzizo to second, nobody out for William Vassar. Vassar, right-hand hitting second baseman. And he's scoring to bunt. Corners pitching in for UCI. Hansen will throw back to second. So Santa Barbara, as they often do, playing small ball. Offense this year certainly not their greatest strength. They're middle of the pack, averaging 5.5 runs a game on the year. As a team hitting .270. And Vassar bunts at third base side. Maybe a play, but it will reach the Anteater dugout before either the third baseman or the catcher can get there. 0-1. We'll set the Anteater defense following this pitch to second baseman William Vassar. Vassar hitting .351, 26 hits, 74 at-bats, just a tick or two above Rowan Kelly. Around the butt, misses away in the dirt, 1-1 the count. For UCI, Trevor Hansen on the hill behind home plate, Efren Ortega. As always at first, Alonzo Reyes, Noah Alvarez, the second baseman. As always, Zach Philstad at short, and Augie Gutierrez in on the grass at third. Zach Doyle in left, Tommy Farmer back in center, Frankie Carney in right. Bunt third base side, a good bunt. Down to get it, Gutierrez will make a perfect throw to first to record the out there. So a sacrifice bunt by Vassar, and the bunt has become a weapon here in the first inning for the Gauchos. Bazzizo to third. Barrett, who had the bunt single, now at second. The sacrifice goes 5-3, and Vassar does his job. Second and third, 1 out. And, of course, you have, on paper, a nearly unhittable pitcher. That can always change, but with Jackson Flora on the round for UCSB, any scoring would really matter. Here is catcher Nate Vargas. Swings, drives one to center field, up the gap. Farmer with all that speed trying to close. It's over his head, will go to the wall. And the current reigning Conference Field Player of the Week on the first pitch he sees a long gap double up the alley to left center. Vargas a 2-run double, 2-0 Gauchos. Bazzizo and Barrett scoring easily from second and third. Vargas, who hadn't hit a lick seemingly all season long until last week, and then he really took off. He hit .412, hit 3 home runs, drove in 5 runs. For good measure, scored 5 more. And a gap double there. For Vargas, 2 RBIs give him 14, and he's got 9 in the last week and a half. He hit 3 of his season-long 4 home runs last weekend, so he's red hot. With all that hitting, he's still hitting just .222. He's at second, 2 in, just 1 out for Corey Nunez, who takes a slider on the corner, 0-1. So Hansen, a rough first inning. And tonight, runs could very well be at a premium for UCI. And Eagles would like to change all that. They've got to get out of the first things first. Fly ball to right center, long run for Carney. He will go the circle route to get there, make the catch. Tagging from second is Vargas. He'll make it to third. So Nunez hits it deep enough to right to get Vargas with that 2-run double a moment ago over to third. He's there with 2 out. Here is Rowan Kelly. So Nunez gets the runner to third, but with 2 out. But Kelly is certainly no walk in the park, hitting .328, and he's played just about every game all year. He has played every game all year, takes a strike 0-1. Started the previous 34th, so 35 starts in 35 games. Leads the club in runs scored, 33. Takes inside ball 1. Leads the club in hits, 42. Leads in doubles with 10. Tied for the team RBI lead with 22. Leads in on-base percentage at .439. A difficult out here with 2 out, a man at third. Swings, pops it up foul, third base side, and out of play. 1-2. Finishing up about this beautiful ballpark, Anteaters play on natural Bermuda grass, 12-foot high walls surrounding Cicerone Field. Gorgeous scoreboard out there in left center. Hansen, back 1-2. Breaking ball, hit slowly past the mound. Charging, barehanding at third is Gutierrez. The throw to first is late. A great play by Aggie to make it close. A swinging bunt single and RBI single for Rowan Kelly. Just like that, 3-0 Santa Barbara. So Vargas, a booming gap double to the warning track in left center. And Kelly drives in the third run on a 65-foot infield single. So the Gauchos hitting hard and a bit fortunate. They play small ball well, a bunt single, a sacrifice, an infield single to go with a walk and a long double. Jonathan Mendez to the plate, 7th hitter in a 3-run first. Throw over to first, and the runner Kelly back with a dive. Rowan leads the club in stolen bases to boot with all the other offensive numbers. He's stolen 8 out of 11 attempts. And the first pitch to Mendez hits him. So Jonathan Mendez hit by the pitch, and the inning continues. Kelly to second. So it's rare for Trevor Hansen to have control issues, especially early. He's walked a batter, hit a batter. 3 in, 2 on, 2 out. Cole Kosciuszko coming up, and first Dan Babona, Anteater pitching coach, out to the mound to check on his right-hander, Trevor Hansen. Kosciuszko, big, strong, left-hand hitting first baseman. Cole, a home run, 18 RBIs, hitting .267. Kosciuszko, a senior from Castro Valley, California, and came from right down the street. Santa Barbara City College to UCSB. So Cole will stand in, trying to break this thing wide open early. 3 already across, second and first 2 out for the left-hand hitting first baseman. 6'2", 205-pounder, fouls it back, 0-1. Kosciuszko, last year up in Santa Barbara, was really held in check. Went 1 for 11 against UCI. In a series, of course, the Anteaters swept. Here's a fly ball hit to deep left center field. Farmer on his horse again, on the move. One hands it mid-warning track. Kosciuszko, a long high fly to left center, and a nice jump, a nice running catch by Tommy Farmer. For the Gauchos in the inning, 3 runs, 3 hits. They leave 2 after half inning. Santa Barbara 3, UC Irvine coming up on ESPN+. There is Jackson Flora, All-American candidate. Your UC Irvine batting order presented to you by Jersey Mike's. We'll get that in a moment. Danny Plastic, meanwhile, takes a strike 0-1. Plastic leading off the DH. Frankie Carney hitting second in right field. Batting third, the left fielder, Zach Doyle. Hitting cleanup, third baseman, Augie Gutierrez. Flora with that wicked breaking ball, the slider inside 1-1. Alonzo Reyes batting fifth at first. Tommy Farmer in the sixth hole in center. Zach Felstad batting seventh at shortstop. Hitting eighth, the second baseman, Noah Alvarez. And batting ninth, doing the catching, Efren Ortega. 1-1, and it almost hit the left-hand hitting Pulaski. Ball 2-1. Danny really a bright spot for the Anteaters since coming back from the hamstring injury that occurred in his first at-bat of the year. He drove in 6 runs last weekend at Hawaii. He'll take high ball 3-1. On the year, just his 8th game, 7 for 21, hitting .333, and all 6 of his career RBIs for the sophomore last weekend in Hawaii, and he'll take ball 4 from Flora. So the Anteaters get a little bit of a nudge in the right direction from Jackson Flora, a leadoff walk. Here is Frankie Carney. Pulaski last weekend with the 6 hits, 6 RBIs. He hit .455 over the entire week, 4 games last week. He's at first, nobody out. And here's Frankie Carney. Carney, left-hand hitter, the junior from St. Augustine High School in San Diego, takes a strike 0-1. Frankie hitting .283, good all-around ball player, 7 doubles. He's driven in 12. Jackson Flora, All-American candidate, fastball fouled back 0-2. Flora has been so good. D1 baseball, an excellent source of college baseball, one of the very best. Named him the second best starting pitcher in the country for the first half of the season. And named him to their All-American team first half. Here's a drive to right center by Carney. That's in the gap for a base hit. That will go to the warning track. Pulaski will pull in at third. Turn third, coming to the plate. Here's the throw home. He is in there. So J.T. Bloodworth, realizing who's pitching for Santa Barbara, thought there was a reasonable chance. And he sent Pulaski, who has good speed, even though still a bit recovering from the hamstring pull. And he scores on the gap double to right center by Carney. And the Anteaters making noise in the first inning, trail it 3-1. Who would have thought this? Gauchos with 3 against a very good right-hander, Trevor Hansen. The Anteaters take 2 hitters to get a run against Santa Barbara. All right, here is Zach Doyle. And they'll throw back to second. Close by was Carney, and he's back on. We'll set the Gaucho defense after this pitch to Zach Doyle. For Carney, the double is 8th, the RBI is 13th. 3-1 Gauchos. Flora's pitch, outside ball 1. Well, Jackson Flora on the mound, behind home plate, Nate Vargas. At first base, Cole Kosciuszko. William Vassar at second. Corey Nunez, the Gaucho shortstop, and Xavier Esker at third. Next pitch is in there, 1-1. Colin Bazzizo, the left fielder. In center field is Rowan Kelly, and in right field for UCSB is Liam Barrett. Flora back, and a swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch, 1-2. Off-speed at 88. That's how hard he throws. Flora's been clocked as high as 100 miles per hour with his fastball. And he's got the good breaking stuff and the change to go with it. Next one bounces up there. And the count 2-2. But you never know. Flora had 34 consecutive innings of scoreless baseball this year. The Anteaters have a run with nobody out, still trail by 2. The stretch, the 2-2 pitch. High ball 3-2. Flora right now struggling, full count 3-2. His numbers pretty much off the charts. In 57 1/3 innings coming in, this being his 10th start, he has 1 complete game. 3-2 on the black at the knees, strike 3. That fastball at 93 gets Zach Doyle looking. Doyle the first out of the inning. Carney remains at second for Augie Gutierrez. Flora has allowed now, with the hit this inning, 28 hits in 57 2/3 innings. 1 hit every 2 innings. Walked 18, struck out 72, 4-1 to the good. Strikeouts to walks. And opponents come in hitting 138 against him. Those are tough numbers, but the Anteaters, they don't care. They have a run in looking for more. Strike 1 to Augie. Gutierrez has been as good as any Anteater season long. He and Felstad. He'll take away. Fastball at 92, 1-1. Augie, 308 average, 24 hits, couple of doubles, 9 RBIs. The on base is electric, 472. Right-hander's 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. They're playing him to pull just a bit. Kosciuszko at first, wide of the bag in deep. So he could get one between first base and the first baseman if he goes that way. A swing and a miss here at 96 with the heater, 2-2. Augie's played splendid defense all over the field, mostly at third, but some at second base. And hitting 308. Swings, fouls it off. But it's how he has done the 308. Making his 28th start, 16 runs scored. Gutierrez, by the way, 5 for 5 in stolen base attempts. Carney, who's at second, a perfect 10 for 10. Breaking ball grounded wide of first, a knuckleball fielded by the second baseman Vassar to the pitcher covering. Alert play by Jackson Flora. The first baseman had committed on that, so the out will go 4-1. Carney takes third on the fielder's choice. That ball had a little wobble to it, the way it was hit off the end of the bat. And Flora alertly covering and fielding his position very well. Carney at third, but with 2 out for left-hand hitting Alonzo Reyes. And now the home plate umpire out to signal something, I'm not certain what it is, to both dugouts. Now Alonzo will stand in. We'll go over our umpiring quartet again in a moment. Ball 1. Michael Chickerman, your home plate umpire. John Madsen at first, Jason Venson at second, and Anthony Norris over at third. 1 ball, no strikes. Right-hander back. Flora's pitch, bounce foul. First base side. 1-1 to Alonzo Reyes. Reyes hitting 270. Still leading the club in RBIs with 22. Hitting 326, by the way, with runners in scoring position. The bigger the moment, the better he seems to get. Third on the team in hits with 34. the junior, swings, fouls. No, a swing and a miss, runner coming home and slipping as he regains the ball as it ricochets off the concrete backstop, allowing the run to score is Nate Vargas. So I thought it was fouled back. It was a swing and a miss, and we're going to take a second look here. Yes, he missed it clearly. I thought he got a piece of it. Vargas got the baseball in time to make a play, but in his haste to touch it to his pitcher covering, he could never get rid of the baseball, losing his balance. So it is 3-2 Santa Barbara in the first inning. Reyes strikes out on a high fastball, and Flora could kick himself for that wild pitch. It'll go as a wild pitch, so both runs are earned. Anteaters 2 runs, 1 hit, nobody left after 1. Gauchos 3, Anteaters 2, ESPN Plus. And there is the beautiful anthill, the grassy knoll area behind the visitors' dugout, extending well down the right field line. Beautiful place to watch a ball game here at a beautiful ballpark. Well, an unexpected first inning, wasn't it? Gauchos get 3 against an Anteater ace. Anteaters get 2 against the Gauchos All-American. We go to the second, 3-2. Here's another bunt down to get it, Hansen. He'll pick it up, throw to first to retire Xavier Esker. So Esker trying to bunt for a base hit. The Gauchos trying to work the Anteater infield. Hansen that time quick as a cat down to get it, throws him out. 1-3. Trevor, with all his pitching abilities and trying to settle in here back in the ball game, is one of the best fielding pitchers anywhere. Here is strike one to leadoff hitter Colin Bazzizo. Left fielder walked and scored back in the first. He had a game-saving catch against UCLA with the bases loaded, 2 out, made a diving catch to probably save a 3-run double by UCLA early in the ball game at UCLA on Tuesday night when Santa Barbara broke a 27-game Bruin winning streak. Next pitch by Hansen, good fastball at 91 at the knees inside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trevor, 42nd consecutive start. Right hitter back 1-2, a swing and a miss. Breaking ball, strikes out Bazzizo, I should say. 2 outs in the second. So it's a very different Trevor Hansen so far here in the second. Trevor recording his first strikeout of the night. 2 out, nobody on for Liam Barrett. Barrett, a base hit. A bunt single back in the first. Came around to score the second of 3 Gaucho runs. Swings and misses, 0-1. Hansen, 4-pitch mix. Fastball that can get up to 92. 0-1 to the left-hand hitting right fielder. That one a bit low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Trevor with the curveball and changeup, which are really, when it's going, elite pitches. Has an above-average slider and a very accomplished pitcher. Tried to keep the Anteaters close. Didn't look good early with the numbers Flora has put up all season, but the Anteaters came back with 2, and we're right back to a 1-run game. 1-1 pitch, little bouncer foul ball at home plate. 1-2 to Liam Barrett. Barrett hitting .294 coming in, but only 34 at-bats. Now with a base hit on the bunt single, 11 hits in 35 at-bats. Average jumps 20 points to .314. Hansen set and back, and the pitch fouled off third base side. We'll try it again, 1-2. Barrett's a sophomore from Mountain View, California, went to Mountain View High School. 6-foot sophomore, Liam Barrett. William Vassar on deck. Hansen's fastball just missed outside. And the count evens up at 2-2. Trevor last year got the win at Santa Barbara. Right-hander back, and that one is low ball 3-2. Hansen went 6 innings, allowed 3 runs, 6 hits. Anteaters, you might recall, swept the Gauchos on their home field last year. Santa Barbara beat him back in 2024. So this is kind of the rubber match in the career of Trevor Hansen versus UCSB. 3-2 pitch is high and away, ball 4. So Trevor had him 1-2, ends up walking him. His second walk of the game, he's also hit a batter, struck out 1. Hansen on the year now has walked 19 in 56 and 2/3 innings, 1 every 3 innings, and struck out 69. 1 on, 2 out for William Vassar. Vassar sacrificed to set up a 2-run double by the next hitter. Fouls it off first base side. Nate Vargas, red hot recently, had runners at second and third and took advantage with a long 2-run double. Vassar, a senior from Fort Collins, Colorado, and a transfer, is the senior from Memphis University. Good breaking ball, froze him. That was a curveball right there, 0-2. Vassar, big guy, 6'4", 220. Came in hitting .351. Fouls at first base side and out of play. Vassar, no home runs, but he's driven in 13. He started 2/3 of their games. Game number 35, his 24th start. 0-2. Hansen over to first. He's got a great move, drives a runner back. Barrett on the year, 3 for 6 in stolen base attempts. 3 for 3 make it. Bouncing ball to third, gloved by Gutierrez. Augie will go the long way across the diamond for the final out. Vassar bounces out third to first. Gauchos leave a man after an inning and a half. 3-2 Santa Barbara on ESPN+. Field, and we have that. First pitch of the inning is a long drive to deep left center, but playable. Drifting back is Rowan Kelly and makes the catch of a long drive off the bat of Tommy Farmer. So we really didn't have time to tell you. It's great to see Tommy back in the lineup. More of that later. After missing 3 weeks, Farmer right there drilled one, but right in the vicinity of center fielder Rowan Kelly, who was set up perfectly to make that play. Long fly out, one away. Here is Zach Philstad, and Philstad takes strike 1 call. So Flora gave up 2 runs in the first, which is news. On the year, he had given up 4 earned runs season long. We're a little past April 15th, folks. It's the 17th of April, and now 6 earned runs allowed on the year. 0-2 here to Zach Philstad. Anteater Jr. shortstop swings and misses on a fastball up, strike 3. Third strikeout now for Flora, who's beginning to settle in. He's retired 5 straight. 2 out, nobody on. Here is that letter high fastball. Right there at the letters, and it got by a good hitter, Zach Philstad. Zach's slumping right now, 1 for his last 20, and they get him there. Here is Noah Alvarez. Alvarez batting average going on the way up. Noah now at 200. Had a good weekend last weekend in Hawaii. Takes ball 1 and now ball 2, 2-0. Alvarez in Oahu had a 500 on base. Couple of hits, 3 runs scored. His on base is what has been impressive. 2-0 on the outer edge, 2-1. Noah's on base percentage, 374. So the 200 batting average, pretty disguising of what he's able to do offensively. He'll take strike 2. Flora comes back to even the count at 2-2. Alvarez, 14 hits, 12 RBIs. He's had numerous clutch hits. 2-2 to Noah. The transfer from Cal State Bakersfield takes a 54-footer, and the count 3-2. Flora with all the talent in the world and the size to go with it, which makes you think that he could sustain a long, at some point, Major League Baseball season. 3-2 pitch is way high, ball 4. Alvarez a 2-out walk. Second walk issued by Jackson Flora. 1 on, 2 out. Flora on the year has walked now 20 in 59 innings. And there it is. It looked like it slipped a bit out of his hands. So a good thing for Alvarez, he made Flora throw 6 pitches. And the pitch count is something the Anteaters are watching tonight, want to work on against a pitcher with this kind of ability. Strike 1 on the foul back to Zach Ortega. Efren Ortega, I should say. Efren, the sophomore, hitting .278. He's done a nice job as the Anteaters' #1 catcher in every aspect, behind the plate and at the plate, and he bounces one off of his foot, and the count 0-2. Ortega, 22 hits, couple of doubles, 9 RBIs. He puts the ball in play. Strikes out just about 20% of the time. And he's had his share of clutch hits. Flora has him where he wants him, 0-2. Jackson Flora back, and it's away, ball 1. Tried to get him to chase. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Flora from Pleasanton, California. Center part of the state of California, out of Foothill High. Fastball fouled back. We do it again. As I said, 6'5", 205. One of his rare starts where he was not effective was last year. The Anteaters got him. Flora went 3 innings, allowed 5 earned runs and 7 hits. But that was last year. That one just off the outer edge. Fastball at 93. So the deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 3-2 in the second inning. Daniel Pulasic on deck. Jackson Flora back. And that one is way outside. Count goes full. So Alvarez, above average speed at first, will be off with the pitch, 3-2. Anteaters, you might know, have stolen 31 bases as a team. Not going to be a stolen base attempt here in just 33 attempts. Alvarez goes 3-2, check swing. He held up. And again, 6 pitches to Efren Ortega. So the last 2 batters have taken 12 bullets from Jackson Flora, and that, believe me, is part of the storyline. He has walked 3, tying run at second, go-ahead run at first with 2 out, and there it is inside and low, ball 4. Daniel Pulasic drew a walk, came around to score back in the first. Pulasic, 7 for 21 in his young Anteater career. Couple of doubles, had 6 RBIs, all of them last week against Hawaii. Pulasic, 6'1", 180 from Martinez, California. Slices one foul, third base side. Shadows have crept over the left side of the infield and home plate. It's not bright sunshine, late afternoon sunshine here. 0-1 pitch. Fouled back, 0-2. Pulasic was in Ben Orloff's own words, going to be the starting left fielder and was in the opening game of the season, opening weekend. Got injured right away and had to work his way back. Here a big hop ground ball towards first, wide of first to get the ball nicely. And the throw to first in time to get Pulaski by a step. Anteaters get 2 walks with 2 outs, but leave 2. We have played 2, Santa Barbara 3, UC Irvine 2 on ESPN+. His right hand with his left hand signaling a defensive signal for the Anteaters as Santa Barbara comes to the plate. Nate Vargas, a huge hit on the first pitch he saw from Trevor Hansen back in the first inning. A long 2-run double to deep left center. The ball actually getting past Tommy Farmer, who made a valiant effort with all that closing speed and still couldn't get there. Ball 1 to the left-hand hitter. Vargas, all of a sudden, a red-hot hitter. Takes ball 2, 2-0. Was hitting well under 200 until last weekend. Came into the game hitting 212, another base hit. He's got the average in the high 220s. And that one inside, 3-0 the count. Vargas now, in his last 5 games, has driven in 9 runs. And he is currently the reigning Big West Conference Field Player of the Week. Had 3 of his 4 home runs last week. 3-0 here, hitting cleanup as a reward and a smart head coach. 3-0 pitch, a 4-pitch walk. I'll say this, neither pitcher who I've seen, both of them throw some excellent baseball, neither one nearly as sharp as they generally are. So Hansen walks his 3rd hitter, a leadoff walk, which is a sin by his book. And here's Corey Nunez. Nunez flew out to right center on a long running catch by right fielder Frankie Carney. Nunez fouls it back 0-1. Corey, on the year, 20 hits in 69 at-bats, hitting .290. A home run, 4 RBIs, slick fielding shortstop. Senior showing bunt. And pulls the bat back and held up. It's low, 1-1. After Nunez, Rowan Kelly. Gutierrez at third, a step in front of the bag, expecting a bunt, over to first, and the runner back with a dive. Looking at Vargas, and remember he's a college catcher, so they can run, but he has not attempted a steal. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hansen works, and it's bunted first base side. Good bunt, down to get it. Alonzo Reyes will tag the runner going by, but the sacrifice works. So Santa Barbara doing a great job of playing small ball, and you can really afford to do that when you have Jackson Flora on the mound. Flora is yet to get into a real groove, and we'll see if he will later, but based upon what he's done all year, it's rare you get 2 runs, as the Anteaters already have. So the sacrifice goes 3 unassisted for the first out. Vargas at second for Rowan Kelly. Pitch in the dirt, gets away from Ortega. The throw to third is late. Close play and a good recovery by Efron. So ball 1. And just like that, the Gauchos have a man at third. Let's see how the Anteaters are going to play it. Well, they're going to play the infield back. Michael Chuckerman came out for a moment, had a word or two here. New baseball put in play. So we'll go on the last pitch. As we take a look, in the dirt, a wild pitch. Good recovery by Ortega. Fastball high 2-0. So Trevor not doing himself any favors. He's walked 3. He's behind 2-0 to a very good hitter. In the inning, a walk, a sacrifice, and a wild pitch. Kelly looking for the RBI any way he can get it. 2-0, misses with the breaking ball 3. Rowan had that swinging bunt single, but it brought in a run and an RBI for him. Hitting .333, and team leader in RBIs with 23. Next one, 3-0, had the green light, fouled it back, 3-1. Right side of the infield deep, as is Felstad. The only man who would have a play at home is the third baseman, Gutierrez. Maybe a step behind the bag. Trying to cut down on the lead, of course, of the base runner at third. 3-1. Swung on and grounded right through the 3-4 hole into right field. An RBI single for Kelly. He's 2 for 2. Vargas scoring from third, and the Gauchos up the lead to 4-2. So Kelly, a swinging bunt single, that time hit sharply right through the 3-4 hole into right. Drives in his team-leading 24th RBI. And here comes Jonathan Mendez. Mendez, a junior from Los Angeles out of Sarah Catholic High School in the Gardena area. Mendez, infielder by trade, DH tonight for UCSB, takes a breaking ball high, ball 1. It's a struggle for Trevor Hansen. 1 in, 1 on, 1 out. And Hansen drives the runner back. Kosciuszko on deck. One-0 pitch. Breaking ball breaks in and over, 1-1. Mendez, a solid .290 average coming in. 29 for 100 before being hit by the pitch. So he still is at .290. Making his 26th start. 9 extra base hits, 7 doubles, 1 triple, 1 home run. He has driven in 14 runs. One junior pitching to another. Line drive, fair. Down the left field line, will go all the way to the wall. Recovered quickly by left fielder for UC Irvine. Zach Doyle gets it back in, holding the hitter with a double. That had a chance had Doyle not the speed and played the carom perfectly to get a run home. Mendez doubles, Kelly to third. And there it is again. Good rebound off that carom from the wall by Zach Doyle. But the Gauchos set up business at second and third with 1 out, already leading by 2. Cole Kosciuszko a chance to extend the lead. Cole, left-hand hitter, flew out to center, deep center field. Back in the first, swings and misses, 0-1. Kosciuszko, 6'2" senior, transfer from Santa Barbara City College. Trevor set, back 0-1. Line to left field, down the line, foul. Foul by a foot or two. And Eaters breathe a sigh of relief for the moment. 0-2. After Kosciuszko, Xavier Esker on deck. 4-2 our score. One in, second and third. Still just 1 out. Hansen thinking strikeout right here. 0-2 pitch. Way high, ball one. So in a game, when you looked at it on paper, you thought, hey, it might be a 2-1, 3-2, 1-0 type of game. Anything but so far. Swing and a foul at the plate. By that much, Santa Barbara first baseman stays alive. Count reverts to 1-2. 4-2 Santa Barbara, and we're only in the top of the third. Hansen ready to the Gaucho first baseman. A swing and a miss. It's in the dirt. Gets away from Ortega. He throws to first and throws it wide. Well, it was a wild pitch strikeout. First of all, Effort had to find it, then had to hurry his throw and did not make a good throw. So it's a strikeout wild pitch. And we'll take a look at it again. And it bounced a pretty good distance away from Effort. He had to look and see if the runner at third was coming home. And had to look him back and then throw to first, and it was too much. So strikeout wild pitch. They're at the corners. Actually, bases loaded, I should say, with just one out. And Esker trying to get rich himself and break this game open. Takes ball one, 1-0. So Kelly at third, Mendez, of course, remaining at second. Kosciuszko striking out, but reaching at first on a strikeout wild pitch. Ball one here. Swung on and popped up short center field. Going out Felstad, coming in Farmer. Tommy makes the catch. The runners will have to hold. He has way too good an arm for Santa Barbara to chance it. So that's an enormous out for Trevor Hansen, really struggling here. Xavier Esker, a fly ball to short center for the second out. But now Bazizo hitting for the third time in the third inning, leadoff hitter, has walked and struck out. So the Anteaters would take a 4-2 deficit gladly going back to their dugout. Can they get it done? Collin takes high ball one. In left field. He is from Lake Stevens, Washington, and came to Santa Barbara via a stint at Everett Community College. One ball, no strikes. Hansen back, breaking pitch in there, inside corner at the belt, 1-1. That looked to be the curveball right there. Bazizo hitting just under 330. Swing and a miss. Went back to the same pitch. That one, though, dropped in a little bit lower, and the count 1-2. So Trevor trying to stay competitive here. 1-2, a run in. Bases loaded, 2 out. 1-2 pitch. Third one is fouled at the plate. Bazizo just getting a piece of it. Oh, Collin hanging in there, 1-2. Hansen goes to the rosin bag. Trevor's thrown a good deal of pitches through 2 2/3. Jackson Flora has thrown a good many through 2 for UCSB. Pitches bounce foul. That was a slider right there, first base side. And we do it again, 1-2. Outfield, playing the left-hand hitting leadoff hitter, a couple steps towards left, medium deep. Infield pretty much straight up. Pitches a little flare towards short. Going out Felstad, coming in and having the ball going out of his glove is the left fielder, Zach Doyle. It'll fall for a base hit. 2 runs will score. Oh, was that an unusual play? First of all, I didn't think Zach had a chance. At a full sprint, goes to get the baseball. It's in the glove, ricochets out of it, picked up on a hop by Felstad, and it's a 2-run Flair single, I guess we'll call it. No, we'll call it an error. So Doyle, unable to hold onto that baseball. So in the inning, a throwing error, a two-base error by the left fielder. It is 6-2 Santa Barbara. And here's a wild pitch off the glove of the catcher, maybe a pass ball for all we know. And the runners move up to second and third. This is exactly not what the Anteaters needed to do here against a very good Santa Barbara team. No RBIs for the leadoff hitter. He reaches first, E7, a 2-run error by the left fielder. Pizzizo now at second. Kosciuszko at third. And Hansen taking a breather for a moment, looks at his spikes. And Eaters have a right-hander up and throwing in their bullpen. Well, Trevor got himself into trouble with the walk this inning and a wild pitch. Couple of hits, but a strikeout wild pitch, a throwing error extending the inning, then the fly ball. It was a tough play for Doyle, but he should have had it. And that pitch is low, 2-0. So the pitch count now out of control for Trevor Hansen, and the scoreboard pretty close to it also. 6-2 Santa Barbara. 2-0 pitch. Upstairs, ball 3, 3-0. So Barrett will check and see if he has the green light here. 3-0, a bad one loads him up for William Vassar. 3-0, a 4-pitch walk. It's just not the Trevor Hansen we know. He's walked 2 in the inning, 4 in the game. He's hit a batter, allowed 5 hits, a couple of errors. So the last 2 runs are unearned, and any more should they score would be unearned. But that's not the point. The 9th hitter of the inning is William Vassar, right-handed second baseman. Here comes Dan Babona. This could be the end of the line, and it will be for Trevor Hansen. So Hansen's going to leave on a disappointing night, goes 2 2/3, allows 5 hits, walks 4, hit a batter, 6 runs so far, 4 earned. So the Anteaters will make a pitching change. Coming into the game will be Tyler Foster replacing Trevor Hansen. We'll take a 90-second break in the third. 6-2 Santa Barbara, ESPN+. Tyler, 6'1" sophomore from Carlsbad, out of Carlsbad High School. Has had some nice moments this year. Foster, a record of 1 win, 1 loss, ERA of 4.64. Tyler in his 11th game, one of them a start, 21 innings, 24 hits. He's a strike thrower, walked only 3 all season long, struck out 17. His one weakness has been the home run ball. In 21 1/3, Tyler Foster's given up 4 home runs. Had a nice outing 10 days ago, picked up his first win as an Anteater, went 2 innings of scoreless baseball and struck out 3. His first pitch of the night to Vassar is over, strike 1 call. Bases loaded. Santa Barbara trying to break it wide open. 0-1 pitch. Swung on, flared to right field, coming over is Carney to make the running catch. Slicing fly ball to right. Frankie, a great jump, needed it. Ball tailing away from him, able to make the catch. So Foster gets an important out, but the Gauchos tack on 3 more. We go to the bottom of the third. Santa Barbara leads it 6-2 on ESPN Plus, KUCI.org. There is your line score. 6 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Gauchos. 2 runs, 1 hit, and 2 costly errors for the Anteaters, plus a pass ball last inning and a series of wild pitches. First pitch over, strike one to start the third inning by Jackson Flora, who rarely needs much offense. Tonight he could use it, and he's got it. 0-1 to Kearney. Frankie doubled and came around to score his first time up and bounces it foul to the Anteater dugout, 0-2. Kearney, RBI double. Next pitch is lined to right field, and that will get down. Frankie 2 for 2. So Kearney is hit it hard both times. Strokes a single into right. It'll bring up Zach Doyle. Kearney already a big night. He's driven in a run, scored a run, a couple of hits off All-American in Jackson Flora. Anteaters with that hit, they have 2, but they've received 3 walks from Flora. Unlike him, especially for 2 innings, works a strike here to Zach Doyle. Doyle struck out 1 of 3 so far for Jackson Flora. Flora had allowed just 4 earned runs, check swing, and he committed 0-2 in 2 months of college baseball this year. Tonight, he allowed 2 in the first inning, and the Anteaters cut a 3-0 lead to 3-2, only to see it balloon to 6-2 in the third. Just not Trevor Hansen's night. On a night he could, and the Anteaters probably can ill afford it. A lot of baseball left, but against one of the toughest pitchers in the country, who throws it away. That's a break down the right field line, and Kearney will keep on chugging. He turns second, heads to third. This is not a baseball clinic, folks. 2 fine, proud, successful programs, and neither one of them are playing clean baseball, especially the Eaters, but Santa Barbara returns the favor right there. Flora, a 2-base throwing error. So the Anteaters need to chip away. Runner at third, nobody out, the infield back. 1-2 pitch to Zach Doyle. Flora, swing and a miss. Hard slider at 87 for his 4th strikeout. 1 out. Kearney, a 1-man offensive show so far for UCI at third. Here's Augie Gutierrez. He grounded out second baseman to pitcher covering back in the first. Kosciuszko plays a very wide first base, and he goes after anything. I guess the pitchers are well aware of it, and twice Flores had to cover first on balls the first baseman one time tried to get to, didn't, and the second time did. And Flora able to beat the batter to first to cover the out. Ball 2 here, 2-0. 2-0 to Augie, a junior from Yorba Linda out of Irvine High School. And Andrew Checketts now is going to go out and see what's going on with his right-hander, Jackson Flora. Flora has shown bits and pieces of his immense talent, but inconsistently, and Checketts having a real heart-to-heart with the right-hander right here. He has a 4-run lead as we have hit dusk here at Anteater Ballpark. 2-0 to Gutierrez. Augie's just looking to get Kearney home right here, and the Anteaters hoping to get Flora out of the game. Then again, the Santa Barbara pitching staff has been spectacular in some people's eyes. Their ERA is 2.86. I think it's top 3 in the country, right in there. It's an entire staff that does a lot. The next one is outside again, 3-0. Augie checking with Ben Orloff to see if he has the green light. 3-0 pitch. And it's a 4-pitch walk. So Flora is certainly not himself. He's walked a batter in every inning, for good measure 2 in the second. His 4th free pass at the corners with 1 out for Alonzo Reyes. Well, it's early, but it becomes a big at-bat for the Anteaters, down 4 against a first-rate college pitching staff, let alone an unhittable pitcher except for maybe tonight. Flora to Reyes. And that's on the inner edge, strike 1 called. Alonzo, club leader in RBIs with 22. He struck out for the final out of the first. 0-1 pitch. Check swing, and he went. Another hard slider, and he couldn't hold up. 0-2. The first point of attack put the ball in play. 0-2. Flora's pitch is inside, ball 1. Runner breaking home. Oh, it hit him. It hit him. Okay. That's why I was wondering why Alonzo was taking his sweet time on a ball that got away. He's hit by a pitch, and Flora now has gotten to a point where Santa Barbara's going to run some people down to the bullpen. A single, a strikeout, a walk, a hit batsman, and the Anteaters all of a sudden have the tying run coming to home plate in the person of Tommy Farmer. So on an 0-2 pitch, he hits Reyes. Bases loaded, 1 out. Anteaters trying to come back right away. Flora, anything but a shutdown inning. Ball 1 here to Tommy Farmer. Tommy hit the ball well, flew out to deep left center field on the first pitch he saw last time up. Big cut, comes up empty, 1-1. Farmer with electrifying speed, one of the fastest players in the country. Certainly the fastest on the UCI team. 1-1 pitch, driven deep but foul. If he straightens that out, that's a couple runs, maybe 4. It had home run velocity on it, but well foul, 1-2. Gaucho's getting that bullpen heated up. 1-2 pitch is just outside. Good take. 2-2 to number 2. Tommy out of Santa Monica. 2 years at the University of Texas. Now back home. Oaks Christian High. Drive to deep left field. Hooking down the line and foul. Farmer has been on Flora. 2 long drives. That one not as well struck as the first, but believe me, well hit. Just a foul ball, 2-2. Flora shakes the sign off. 6'5" right-hander back. And a swing and a miss on the slider. Oh, Farmer comes so close only to come up empty and chase a slider away. Strikeout number 5 for Jackson Flora. Second out of the inning. Here is a slumping Zach Felstad. For the first time this year, Zach trying to find it. 1 for his last 20, struck out, back in the second. Felstad takes ball 1. Much of the year, the best hitter on the program. Felstad, 2 homers, 15 RBIs, still the team leader in hits with 40. Club leader with a dozen doubles. 1-0, inside, 2-0. Nowhere to put him. Anteaters trying to get right back in it. The 2-0 pitch. Bounce foul, first base side. He was looking in, looking fastball, got it, and bounced it foul. Flora has thrown a lot of pitches himself. We'll see how long he goes if he gets out of the inning. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, lifted to left center field. Moving over is the center fielder, Kelly, to make the catch. It had a chance when it left the bat, but it stayed up, and Rowan Kelly positioned well, got the jump he needed. Anteaters threatened, but come up empty. No runs, one hit, 3 left after 3. Santa Barbara 6, UC Irvine 2. It is Jackson Flora against Trevor Hansen, who's no longer in the game. 8 runs scored in 3 innings. Didn't expect that, but that's why you play the game. Your line score 6-5-1 Gauchos. Deuces across the board for UC Irvine. Nate Vargas, Corey Nunez, Rowan Kelly, 4-5-6 for Andrew Checkett's Gauchos. Vargas, a good night already, a 2-run double, a walk. He has scored 2 runs, continues to be red hot, takes ball 1 from Tyler Foster. Foster got an enormous out to give the Anteaters still a look at this game. Came in, bases loaded, 2 out, 6-2 Santa Barbara, and got the final out of the 3rd inning. Breaking ball, that's over. 1-1 to Vargas. Vargas, the reigning conference field player of the week. Right-hander back 1-1. Swinging a foul at the plate, 1-2. Foster, as I was saying last inning, throws strikes. He's walked only 3 all year. Sinking fastball. And he's got a pretty good slider. Also the change. But the sinky fastball and slider. Swing and a miss there at the sinker, 1 away. So it's actually a 4-pitch mix, the fastball that sinks. So we might as well call it a sinker. Slider, change, and a cutter. Important thing is he is a very good strike thrower, and just a sophomore, Tyler Foster. 1 away. Corey Nunez, Gaucho shortstop. And he'll take a pitch on the outer edge, 0-1. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Efren Ortega, 0-2. Santa Barbara still has people up and throwing intermittently in their bullpen. One crucible tonight for the Anteaters before the game started, pitch away ball 1, was to get All-American Jackson Flora out of the game. Now, Flora has not been his usual pristine and overpowering self, but they've gotten the pitch count up where he certainly you don't think would go too deep into the game. Swing and a miss here. 2nd consecutive strikeout for Tyler Foster. Tagged out by Efren Ortega, 2 away. So Tyler, 3 up, 3 down. Remember, he got his first win of his Anteater career as we take the second look. That ball fell right off like it was on a table to the floor, 2 away. 10 days ago in the win over San Diego with 2 scoreless innings with 3 strikeouts for his first career win. Right here, throws another strike, 0-1 to Rowan Kelly. Kelly, a couple of singles and a couple of RBIs. For good measure, he has scored a run. Nothing new for Rowan. He'll take a pitch low, 1-1. Kelly now with 44 hits on the year. 339 average. And a club leading 24 runs batted in. Takes inside 2-1. Very little breeze here tonight. Kind of a shirt sleeve in the afternoon, type of afternoon. And I would say a light sweatshirt type of evening, light jacket. 2-1 pitch. That's over, 2-2. Rowan out of Menlo Park, just a sophomore, and he's already one of the key offensive players, one of the key players, period, for Santa Barbara. Takes low ball 3. He went to Menlo Atherton High School. Full count here. Right-hander's 3-2 pitch is lifted to left. Doyle backpedaling a couple steps. He has it. Finally, a 1-2-3 inning. So Foster early has been the answer. Question is, was it too late? Fly ball to left. Gaucho's done. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It remains 6-2. Shot of behind home plate here at beautiful Cicerone Field. One pitch, one away in the inning. So Alvarez doesn't hang around, and that'll bring up Efren Ortega. Jackson Flora works upstairs, ball 1. So Flora back out for the fourth inning. And it could be longer if he refines his groove, which is something pretty awesome. Pitch inside 2-0. He'll be making some serious money soon for his kind of talent. 2 balls, no strikes. Right-hander back, fastball over, 2-1. Ortega walked, as did Alvarez against Flora, way back in the second inning. Seems like way back. Third inning took forever on the Santa Barbara side of it. 3 balls and a strike. Again, Flora falling behind, which is not what he has done this season. But tonight, a different story. And he walks Efren for the second time tonight. So Ortega walks for the second time. That is the 4th walk for the Santa Barbara A's. One on, one out. Here's the top of the order, Danny Palasic. Danny walked, scored back in the first. Bounced out, first baseman to pitcher covering for the final out of the second. And Flora drives the base runner back. Ortega has not attempted a stolen base. The Anteater's very good at it, but that's not Efren's thing. Ball 1 to Palasic. So Flora got an out on 1 pitch, getting Alvarez. And now again, slipping back into some control issues. And his catcher, Nate Vargas, sent out to the mound. Have a little conversation with their All-American candidate. If the Gauchos get to the postseason, and they're a pretty good shot to do it, and then make some noise in the postseason, he'll be on all kinds of All-American teams. And, of course, he'll be the guy that the pitching staff puts on his back. Jackson Flora. 1-0. Next pitch is sprayed into left field. No! A leaping catch by the shortstop, Nunez. Guns back to first and barely back in time to beat a perfect throw was Efren Ortega. So Pulaski, it looked like a sure base hit, perfectly timed by the Gaucho shortstop. And let's take a look. At the apex of the leap, the ball hit so hard it was almost past him, almost took the glove off his hand. A great play by Corey Nunez. Takes a sure base hit away from Daniel Pulaski. 2 out. Here is Carney who takes ball 1. So that might change the inning and might change it a good deal. Carney, a big night so far. He is the one guy who has solved Jackson Flora. Pitch outside 2-0. Flora's given out 4 free passes, but Carney, neither. A double, good for an RBI, and eventually scored in the first. And he hit a single to right on a line drive his last time up. He'll take ball 3, 3-0. Zach Doyle on deck. 2 out, Ortega at first, bottom of the 4th. Santa Barbara leading 6-2. 3-0 pitch, a 4-pitch walk. So Carney has the magic wand, at least against Jackson Flora. A double, a single, and a walk. 2 walks in the inning. 5 on the night for Flora. And here is Zach Doyle. Flora is 6-0 on the year, leads by 4 runs. But it's going to be a struggle for him to get into qualifying 5 innings of work with the control issues. Anteaters need a big hit here. They left the bases loaded last inning, left 2 on in the second. So Flora, when he's absolutely had to, has been able to get the job done. Doyle has struck out twice. Zach open stance right side. Takes a fastball away, ball 1. Zach Doyle came in hitting .220. On base pretty good at .360 coming in. Redshirt freshman, right-hand hitting left fielder. 1-0, and that's on the outside corner. 88 with the breaking ball, 1-1. Ortega at second, Carney at first. That one away, 2-1. 2-1 to number 21. This is Landon Gaz pinch hitting for Doyle. Gaz, who recently has been red hot. So Doyle had struck out twice, and we didn't hear the name announced, but Landon Gaz, a good hitter and a power hitter, takes ball 3. So Gaz probably, you would think, would stay in and play left field. 3-1 here. The 3-1 to Landon. Swung on a comebacker right to Flora. He has it, and he'll throw out Gaz. So Gaz, who recently had 10 straight plate appearances where he reached safely right there on a 3-1 pitch, a comebacker. Anteaters leave 2 more. No runs, no hits, 2 left. We'll go to the 5th. 6-2 Santa Barbara. There's your line score. Landon Gaz will remain in, as I thought he might, after pinch hitting for Zach Doyle in the bottom of the 4th. He's in left field, of course, and hitting in the 3-hole. 6-2 our scores. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Tyler Foster's been the answer for the Anteaters. The question is, can they break through against a first-rate Santa Barbara staff? Good shot again of the anthill here as we get ready for the 5th inning. Mark Roberts. Alex Roberts-Croto will rejoin me tomorrow and for the weekend on Saturday and Sunday, as he generally does. Amanda Larch producing to my left. All right, for the Gauchos in the 5th, it'll be Mendez, Kosciuszko, and Esker. 7, 8, and 9. Mendez, a big double, came around to score in that 3-run 3rd inning. Also hit by a pitch, but that was against Trevor Hansen. Foster works a slider away, ball one. Slider, cutter, change, and the fastball, although it's not overpowering by Tyler, but it has sink to it, so it's effective. Fastball on the outer edge, 1-1. Mendez the DH tonight. Next one. And that's in and over, inside corner, so he hits both edges, 1-2. Finnegan Wall makes the start tomorrow. 1 o'clock start right here on ESPN+. 1-2 pitch is low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nathan Aceves will make the start for Santa Barbara, another ace. Aceves, one of their trio of excellent weekend right-handers. Next one, swung on and missed in the dirt, stepping out in front of the plate to make the accurate throw to first, Efrain Ortega. For Foster, his second strikeout. He's retired all 5 hitters he has faced. 1 out in the 5th. Cole Kosciuszko. Kosciuszko, fly ball to center. Reached after striking out on a wild pitch. And an errant throw. E2, extending that inning. He'll take ball 1. Anteaters have committed 2 costly errors. Their pitchers have thrown 3 wild pitches. 2 wild pitches make it. A couple of hit batsmen. A host of walks. And a pass ball. Right here, 1-1 to the left-hand hitting first baseman. Next pitch, Kosciuszko bounces it to first. In between hops, fighting it is Alonzo Reyes. Recovers underhands to Foster covering. So that was a battle, but hanging with it right there, Alonzo Reyes on the big hop ground ball. Came up, hit him in the midsection. Able to keep it close enough where he could make the play. 3-1 on the putout, 2 away. 6 in a row set down by Tyler Foster. Xavier Esker to the plate. Esker tried to bunt for a base hit, was thrown out by starting pitcher Trevor Hansen, and a fly ball to center. Xavier takes on the outer edge, 0-1. Esker came in hitting just 191. It's been a struggle, now in the mid-180s. 0-1 pitch. Esker swings and misses, 0-2. His dad, of course, is the head coach of the Stanford Cardinal baseball program and had a lot of success up there. Xavier in a hole, 0-2. And the pitch. Swung on foul behind the plate, will do it again. So Tyler Foster's restored order. The question is, can the Anteaters get Flora out of the game? The sooner the better. And can they do some damage against him and a very good Gaucho bullpen? 6-2 they lead. Top of the 5th. And that one low and away. 1-2. Kellen Montgomery will make the start Sunday for UCSB. Anteaters to be determined. It will depend, of course, on what happens the rest of this game and tomorrow. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball up. He got some chase there, and Esker strikes out swinging. 3rd strikeout for the Anteater right-hander. Foster set down 7 in a row. Halfway through it, Gaucho 6, Anteaters 2 on ESPN+. Worked the 5th inning, and he needs to complete it to qualify for his possible 7th win of the year. Breaking ball over, strike 1 to Augie Gutierrez. Augie is walked, bounced out, second baseman to pitcher covering, fouls it back. Quickly in a hole 0-2. Gutierrez, Reyes, and Farmer. Augie hitting cleanup, and rightfully so. Gutierrez hitting .304 on the year. .02 pitch. Swing and a miss, foul tip, but held on to by the Santa Barbara catcher, Nate Vargas. And Flora, on 3 pitches, strikes out the Anteater cleanup hitter. That is the 6th strikeout for the Santa Barbara ace, 1 gone. Alonzo Reyes struck out, hit by a pitch, hit on the foot by an 0-2 pitch. Kind of been the story tonight for Jackson Flora, but he's leading by 4 and allowed just 2 runs. Breaking ball stays high, ball 1. Flora pitching great in spurts and far from it in other spurts. Check swing. Did he go? No swing, says the third base umpire, Anthony Norris. 2 balls, no strikes. And he's trying to get back to 500 in league play. Fly ball to center, playable. Drifting back a few steps over to left center a few is Rowan Kelly, 2 away. Reyes, a routine fly to center. 2 gone in the 5th. Flora has not had a 1-2-3 inning. Far from it. Anteaters have left 7 men on. Tommy Farmer, swing and a miss, 0-1. Farmer's 0 for 2, but hit a long drive to left center, but positioned well. Rowan Kelly ran that down for a long fly out his first time up. Last time up, hit a couple of home run type of foul balls, but they were foul balls and eventually struck out. And he's now in a hole 0-2 as that pitch catches the outside corner. Tommy finally back. Missed 3 weeks injured. 0-2 pitch. Foul back. Count holding 0-2. Farmer still leading the club in home runs with 3. He's tied with Landon Gaz. 12 RBIs, came in hitting .244. Fine baseball talent, all-around talent, Tommy Farmer. Way upstairs, ball 1, 1-2. Gauchos 3 in the first, 3 in the third. Anteaters got their deuce in the first. Right-hander back. And it's on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Perfect pitch right above the knees on the outer edge. Farmer knew it. Strikeout number 7 for Jackson Flora. Anteaters go in order. We go to the 6th. 6-2 Santa Barbara. Remaining in there, he has been a godsend for the Anteaters. The question is, can his offense catch up? Foster's retired all 7 batters he has faced and looked very good in doing so. A name you might want to file in your memory bank if you're an Anteater fan, Tyler Foster. Getting better by the week and just a sophomore. Foster's first pitch inside here, ball 1. It's the top of the order. Colin Bazizo to start it off, Leon Barrett, and then William Passer. Bazizo, a walk, a run scored. Also reached on that error, 2-run error by Anteater left fielder at the time, Zach Doyle. Landon Gaz now out in left field, which took a 4-2 game to 6-2. Foster misses away and falls behind 3-0. Foster on the year has walked only 3 batters in 24 innings. 1 every 8 innings, but behind 3-0 here, and you never want to walk the leadoff hitter. 3-0 on the outer edge, 3-1. Bazizo in left field. .324 average. 3-1 pitch, fouled off third base side. Colin, the transfer from Everett Community College. Everett, a really beautiful city, beautiful lake up there, Lake Everett, about an hour outside of Seattle. 3-2 pitch is over. Strike three called. Like a surgeon, Tyler Foster right on the kneecaps, inner edge. Perfect pitch. We'll take a second look at that. Boy, that's how you draw it up. That's a pitch you want to show them at the clinic for pitching. Foster now has 4 strikeouts. 5 Gauchos in all have struck out. 1 out in the 6th. Pitch fouled back, strike 1 to Liam Barrett. Barrett bidding for a perfect night. Singled and scored in the first, walked in his last 2 at-bats. Six-one right-hander back 0-1, and the pitch fouled directly back. Nothing in 2. Liam came in at 294. So a base hit put him up to 314. Only 35 at-bats on the year, but 11 hits. And the on-base now right around 400. 0-2 pitch is inside and low, ball 1. Tomorrow back on ESPN Plus, a 1 o'clock start. Sunday, Alex and I will be radio only. Anteaters and Gauchos will be on ESPN2 at 1 o'clock. Pitch low and inside, 2-2 the count. Barrett backing out a moment, Liam back in. Infield back, outfield straight up. Medium deep for the left-hand hitter. Foster's pitch is a high pop foul. Boy, that's a long run, but it's high enough. Getting close to it is Reyes, but it lands just over the safety netting to the base of the anthill. And you have at least a half a dozen youngsters battling over that baseball. Treasure hunt. Count reverts to 2-2. Anteaters need to stack up some wins here. They go into the weekend a half game behind the number 5 seed at the moment. And that would be CSUN, who is 9-9. Anteaters 7-8 in league play. Bouncing ball towards short, near the bag, gloving nicely to the second base bag with the throw and the out recorded by Zach Felstad. So Barrett, a 2-hopper, cut off by the Anteater shortstop, 2 gone. William Vassar to the plate. Sacrificed in the first. Bounced out third to first in the second. Flew out to right for the final out of the third. He actually was the first batter that Foster faced. Tyler got him with the bases loaded, 2 out. And he'll take ball 1. So Vassar 0 for 2 with the sacrifice bunt. Foster's gone through the entire order once, beginning his second spin through it. That one inside, 2-0. Anteaters lead the all-time series, 68 wins for UC Irvine, 63 for the Gauchos. 3-0 is bounced to deep short. Gloved on the second hop is Felstad, overhands to first, and that'll do it. Gauchos go 1-2-3, and Foster now has set down 10 straight restored order, but it remains Santa Barbara 6, UC Irvine 2 on ESPN+. Bottom of the 6th inning, Zach Felstad fouls off the first pitch from Jackson Flora. The 0-1, and Felstad takes high, 1-1. Zach 0 for 2 tonight. He has struggled against Santa Barbara pitching. 1 for 12 last year, so it equates to 1 for 14. Far better hitter than that. Fouls it into the night, 1-2. Of course, right now, Zach going through his first real slump of the season. They all seem to get him. 1 for his last 21. Still playing great defense. And he takes inside 2-2. Came in at 274. 12 doubles leads the team. 40 hits leads the club. Second in RBIs with 15. 2-2 pitch from Jackson Flora is a fly ball foul, third base side. Flora now around 100 pitches in the 6th inning. So you would think, you never know, this could be his last inning. Santa Barbara certainly like to get one more out of him. Activity in their pen. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Wicked pitch, diving down and into the left-hand hitter. Philstad continues to struggle. Strikeout number 8 for Jackson Flora. Flora now settling in, has retired 5 in succession. 1 out in the Irvine 6th. Noah Alvarez, 0 for 1. He did have a walk back in the 2nd. Went out on the first pitch he saw his last time up, takes upstairs, ball 1. Efren Ortega on deck. 0-1 pitch is over, strike 1 called. Alvarez played against Santa Barbara for 2 years, but he was at Cal State Bakersfield, of course, when he did, as he takes ball 2. 2-1. Noah, while at Cal State Bakersfield, was 2 for 8 in 4 games against the Gauchos in that portion of his career. 2-1 here is hit softly towards short, moving a step towards the second base bag to glove it waist high, Corey Nunez. Soft line drive to short, 2 away. So that pitch jammed the left-hand hitter. Flora now has retired 6 straight. Seems to have the control issues at the moment completely subsided. 2 out, nobody on for Ortega. And he has walked twice, has Efren, takes a strike 0-1 in the 2nd and in the 4th. Flora has walked 5, but that was in the first 4 innings. Next one away, 1 ball, 1 strike. 6-2, Santa Barbara leading UC Irvine, bottom of the 6th. 1-1 pitch, a bit inside, 2-1. Ortega hitting 278. On base of just a couple points under 400. Fouls it off, 2-2. Had a throwing error that hurt the Anteaters tonight, but overall, if you encompass the entire season as their starting catcher, he's done a really good job defensively and handling the staff. He lifts 1 foul out of play. So Flora now right near 110 pitches. Scramble for the baseball there on that beautiful grassy knoll area. The anthill. Next one. Bounce foul up the third base line. So Efren, a hard at bat tonight for Jackson Flora. Count holding at 2-2. Top of the order on deck if the inning continues. Flora shakes the sign. That high lead kick, that 3/4 release point strikes him out. That'll do it. Strikeout number 9 for Flora. He has retired the last 7 in a row. Anteaters tiptoe through the 6th. We go to the 7th. Santa Barbara 6, UC Irvine 2, ESPN+. Field of play, the beautiful diamond at Cicerone Field at Anteater Ballpark. again, the grassy knoll area. We go to the 7th. It'll be Vargas, Nunez, Kelly, 4, 5, and 6. Heart of the order for the Gauchos. And Andrew Checkett in his 15th season as the head coach for UCSB. Just recently recorded his 500th win as the head coach at Santa Barbara. Foster remaining in. Why not? He's retired 10 straight. Breaking ball outside to Vargas. Vargas has doubled, drove in 2, and scored. Walked and scored. They struck him out, did Foster. His one appearance against him, ground ball rolled to short. Right near the bag. Gloved by Felstad, makes short work of Nate Vargas. So Felstad has had the last 3 chances and thrown out the last 3 Gaucho outs. 11 in a row set down by right-hander Tyler Foster. Here is Corey Nunez. So Andrew Checkett has really made a name for himself as the head coach at Santa Barbara. He has a few years to go, though, to match Bob Bronsema, who was there for 18 years. Here's a fly ball hit to deep left field. Going back is Gas, landing at the track, at the wall. It is gone. Corey Nunez hits it out. The one bugaboo for Foster this year has been the home run ball. That's the 5th he has allowed, and that one was a bit too good for Nunez. Gauchos as a team hit their 25th. And a pretty happy first base dugout of Gauchos right there. For Corey, his 2nd home run. Here comes Dan Babona, the first batter to reach, and he goes around tripper on it as Babona makes his way out to the mound. That could be all for Tyler. Gone 3 2/3, had allowed nothing until that pitch. And we're waiting to see. Danny still talking with the infield with his right-hander. And they'll go to the pen. So Foster goes 3 2/3, allows 1 hit, 1 run, and that is it. No walks. And he struck out 4. He'll leave. We got a pitching change back in 90 seconds. 7-2 Santa Barbara, ESPN+. 1 hit and was dominant. He had 4 strikeouts, and you see the variety of pitches. And just how that ball dips at the last moment. There's a straight curveball right there. And that looked like the fastball for the 4th strikeout. Now you're looking at Dayton Grant, who's replaced Foster. Foster retired 11 of the 12 hitters. The 1 hit, though, was a home run a moment ago by Casey Nunez. So the Gauchos have their biggest lead at 7-2. Dane Grant, the man you're looking at, no wins, 1 loss, a 5.71 ERA. His 14th game, he has started 1. Grant in 17 1/3 innings has allowed 20 hits, 11 earned runs, walked 11, struck out 20. Opposition hitting .286 against him. He has not allowed a home run. He'll face Rowan Kelly and then Jonathan Mendez. Dane from San Juan Capistrano out of San Juan Hills High. Breaking ball over, strike 1 call. One of 2 anteaters from San Juan Hills High School who are playing tonight. One of them just left the game a couple innings ago, that being left fielder Zach Doyle. Grant with a fastball low, 1-1. Kelly, a good night. Couple of singles, a run scored, and 2 RBIs, 2 for 3. Hitting just under .340. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dane ready with that big stride, bouncing ball to second. On the 3rd hop, Alvarez, he'll flip to Reyes, 2 away. Grant basically a 2-pitch mix. Much improved redshirt freshman from when he walked onto campus a 1.5 years ago. Fastball gets up to 90 plus now, usually around 88 to 90. and a good slider. Basically, those two pitches, although he's working on the off-speed pitch, which he'll throw occasionally. 2 out, a run in, nobody on. Here is Jonathan Mendez. Grant with the first pitch lined off the glove of Noah Alvarez out into center field. Mendez tagged it well and has his second hit of the night. So Noah almost caught up with it, hit up the middle. It's a little tail on it too, I believe. Alvarez over, tried to leap and make the stab, and all he could do was deflect it. So Mendez aboard for the third time tonight. A single, a double, hit by a pitch. And I think we're going to have a pinch hitter here. Kosciuszko will not hit, and coming off the bench, we got to get the number here. Okay. Yeah, it is, number 6. Nick Husovsky. Husovsky, who's played a lot this year, pinch hitting for the starting first baseman, Kowanesko. That went inside, 2-0. Kowanesko, while he was in the game, a fly ball, a strikeout, but reached on a wild pitch and bounced to first. So Kowanesko out. And we'll have a new first baseman here in the bottom of the 7th. That went outside by Dane, 3-0 the count. Husovsky, right-hand hitter, as you can see, has played a good deal this year. Nick hitting .277. Husovsky with 31 hits and 5 home runs. A lot of pop in the bat, and he'll take a 4-pitch walk. So the pinch hitter aboard. That puts runners at second and first. So after retiring one batter, a single and a 4-pitch walk. 1 in, 2 on, 2 out for Xavier Esker. Esker tonight, a hungry hitter, 0 for 3. Gaucho's leading 7-2, trying to tack on here. Husovsky not being held at first. Short lead by Mendez at second. Grant with a rainbow curve, but high ball 1-0. 5 straight bad ones for left-hander Dane Grant. Redshirt freshman checks second and Mendez, and the pitch is line foul down the left field line. A ball and a strike. Grant 6'1", 185. Hometown of beautiful San Juan Capistrano. Lefty trying to get the Anteaters back in their dugout. Looks at Mendez and staring at him will throw a lollipop back to second. Santa Barbara looks like a left-hander throwing in their pen, so I believe Flora will call it an evening. Pitch is popped up, short center field. Alvarez going out, calls off Phil. Stadnoa will make the catch in short left center. Esker flies out to the Anteater second baseman. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left. 7th inning stretch, Santa Barbara leading 7-2. Anteaters got to him for 2 runs in the first, and after that, pretty much nothing. Chase Hoover will take over for Flora. So Flora allowed 2 hits and 2 runs. And they were both to Frankie Carney. Carney will hit second in the inning. So on an off night, he gives up 2 runs, 2 hits, did walk 5, but struck out 9 through 113 pitches. That's a pretty good off night, isn't it? Andrew Checketts has been blessed and recruited some great pitching in his 15th year as a head man at Santa Barbara. Here is Hoover. Hoover working to Pulaski, and Daniel takes a strike 0-1. I was starting to say Bob Bronsema has the longest tenure there, and he had a good winning baseball program that made the Gauchos proud. He did it for 18 years. Bob working in athletic administration last I checked. At Santa Barbara, strike 2 to Pulaski. And Checketts then taking over for Bob back in 2012. 0-2 pitch. Pulaski takes ball 1. Bob Bronsema played, of course, for the great Mike Gillespie. There's a connection there, and Bob's son played here. And there's just a lot of connections tying the Gaucho and Antietam families athletically, and especially baseball. Change-up swung on a miss. Pulaski strikes out. So Dandy goes down, and Hoover comes in on the right foot. 10th Antietam to strike out tonight. One out, nobody on. Here is Frankie Carney. Carney has singled, doubled, and walked, and bounces it foul, 0-1. The only Antietam to avoid being retired by Jackson Flora. Carney now with 38 hits on the year. That would put him just 2 behind the team leader, Zach Felstad. Carney with the average just a couple points under 300. He hit 331 last year and played a lot on a great Antietam team that won the Big West Conference with a 24-6 regular season conference record. Slow curve over, Hoover ahead 0-2. Carney bounces it to second. Routine play on the second hop. Vassar flips to first for the second out. 4-3 in the putout, 2 away. So Chase Hoover comes in and retires the first 2 Anteaters and does it easily. Hoover, 6'1", 205, redshirt junior from Santa Barbara. Grew up, went to TCU, thought better of it after a while in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and back home to Santa Barbara. Left-hander's first pitch is outside, ball 1. Nick Husovsky remains in at first base. Remember, he pinch hit for the starting first baseman in the inning. There are 2 changes for the Gauchos defensively. Pitch fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Landon Gaz 0 for 1. Hit back to the box in his 1 plate appearance. Landon last week had a string of 10 consecutive at-bats where he reached safely. Takes a changeup over from Hoover, 1-2. Landon's done a lot of designated hitting and now playing more and more in left field. Right-hand hitter with a ton of power. Gaz, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, takes 1 high and away. Landon on the year hitting .269. Got off to a slow start and been hitting quite well over the last month. 2-2 pitch. Gaz swings and lifts it foul, out of play. Ironic start to the season for Landon. Hit a home run, a big home run in Game 1 at Sacramento State, and then went hitless for several weeks, playing on and off. So he struck gold and then nothing for a while. Now back to himself. Good hitter, and as I said, with a lot of pop. Right here takes inside, 3-2. Taking a look at Chase Hoover, no record on the year. Hoover an ERA of 4.70. Chase appearing in his 14th game, all in relief, and he has 2 saves. So he's pitched some important innings for the Gauchos. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Fell off the end of the table, and Landon Gas strikes out. Hoover, a 1-2-3 inning, strikes out 2. 11 Anteaters in total have struck out. Let's go to the 8th. Santa Barbara 7, Irvine 2, ESPN Plus. And there is Peter the Anteater's logo. Not Peter, but the logo, and well done here at Anteater Ballpark. 7-2 our score. And there is the Anteater Peter, the Anteater doll, which is here most every game. We'll talk about that at another time when we have a bit more story behind that. Colin Bazzizo starts it off against Dane Grant in the 8th. Gauchos right now cruising 7-2, swings and misses, 0-1. Bazzizo, Barrett, Vassar. Left fielder, right fielder, and second baseman against Grant. Dane faced 4 batters last inning, retired 2, gave up a single and a walk. No runs. Pitch low, 1-1. Anteaters have had the best of it at home against Santa Barbara, but certainly not tonight through 7. Down 5 with 6 outs remaining. The pitch is inside ball 2, 2-1. Anteaters have won 37 here as the home team against the Gauchos. Lost 24 up at Cesar Wasaka Stadium in Santa Barbara. The Gauchos have won 39 and lost 31. And we have an equipment problem here apparently with Bazzizo. Oh, it's some tape, I believe, on one of the batting gloves. Something of the sort being attended to by the trainer. And Colin now ready to go back to work. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 o'clock tomorrow again on ESPN Plus. Alex Roberts-Croto rejoins me. Tonight have the pleasure of Amanda Larsh to my left producing. Sunday on ESPN2, and if you want to, you can catch Alex and I on KUCI Radio and the Anteater Radio Network, KUCI.org, UCIrvinesports.com on Sunday afternoon at 1. Base hit to left center field for Bazzizo. Big turn. Farmer cuts it off, gets it back in. So Collins' first hit of the night. Eighth hit for Santa Barbara. Here is Liam Barrett. Barrett has singled, walked twice, and bounced to short. Left-hand hitter and right fielder. And a throw over to first to runner back. Liam, a sophomore from Mountain View High School in Mountain View, California. Right in that San Jose area. Beautiful little town. Over to first, not so little really, but I guess compared to San Jose and San Francisco, not as big. A second throw to first. Barrett was born in Boca Raton, and he was a pretty good high school soccer player, I am told. Takes a slow curve away, ball 1. Barrett last year, as a freshman, had 2 at-bats, went 0 for 2 against UCI. Grant trying to complete his first full inning, a third time over to first, and Bazzizo back. Bazzizo on the year as far as stolen bases, we'll check for you. 2 for 3. Gauchos are 30 out of 45. Kind of mid-level, 67%. You aim for at least 70 and up. Pitch on the inside corner. 1-1. So Bazzizo right at the team average, 2 for 3. 1-1 to Barrett. Bazzizo a moderate lead, and Grant goes after him again. So Dane really thinks he might be running here. 4th time over there. And the base runner back for the 4th time. Dane wants a new baseball. He'll get it granted by the home plate umpire. Game right now at a standstill for the moment. Dane ready. His 1-1 pitch. Swung on bounce towards second. Charging Alvarez. He'll flip to Philstad for 1. Zach has no play at first. But a good charge. He had to come a long way to get to it, and the base runner crossing just as the ball about got to Noah Alvarez, so they get the force. Bazzizo retired. Barrett replaces him at first. One on, one out. Here is William Vassar, and here comes Dan Babona. So the Anteaters will make another pitching change, and we will see their 4th pitcher of the night. And here he comes. It'll be a right-hander, and while he makes his way in, it looks like Peyton Rogers. We'll see in a moment. Number 30 would be Peyton. We'll see. And that'll be all for Grant. So let's take a 90-second break. We'll get that squared away for you in the 8th inning. Santa Barbara 7, UC Irvine 2, ESPN+. Liam on the year, 3 for 3 in stolen base tries. Rogers pitch, slider, a bit low, ball 1. He has an excellent slider. When he's got that going, pairing it with an above-average fastball, that is a great 1-2 punch. Peyton started out the year as a closer. Runner goes on a hit and run, bounce ball towards second. Alvarez looks at second, no play there, and he'll retire the hitter at first. So they play hit and run. Vassar bounces out second to first. Barrett to second with 2 out for Nate Vargas. Peyton Rogers has 2 saves. That was early in the year. Kind of up and down has been his season. Trying to hold the game at 7-2. Nate Vargas, a big 2-run double in the first. Came around to score, walked and scored in the 3-run third. Since then, struck out, bounced out, short to first. Trevor Hansen on the hook, went 2 2/3, allowed 6 runs, 4 of them earned. And he was not himself, far from it tonight. Pitch over, strike 1 to Nate Vargas. Anteaters will look to solve Hoover or somebody else in the Santa Barbara pen. There's nobody down there, so I would think he'll be out there for a second inning. 2 hopper to short. Near the bag, Philstad winds up and guns him out. That'll do it. Rogers does his job, a couple of ground balls. No runs, a hit, a man left through 7.5. Santa Barbara 7, UC Irvine 2 on ESPN+. Gio Lombardo along with Amanda Larsh producing tonight. 7-2 our score. Gutierrez, Reyes, and Farmer in the Anteater 8th inning looking for offense. They got 2 in the first against one of the country's best. Only 1 hit since then. As a matter of fact, the last 10 Anteaters have been retired in order. 6 of them strikeout victims. So Augie trying to lead them back. He has a walk tonight, 0 for 2 officially. Chase Hoover, a 1-2-3 7th inning. Made it look easy, so why not send him out for the eighth? And they do just that. Chase winds, his first pitch is high and away, ball one. Hoover, 6'1", 205. Pitches towards the third base side of the pitching mound. Rubber, I should say. Pitch on the corner, 1-1. Large crowd here earlier. A third of them have left. Anteater faithful hoping for a big rally. Pitch fouled back, 1-2. Against a team whose entire staff for the year has a phenomenal 2.86 staff ERA. Almost unheard of in this day and age. 1-2 pitch. High and away, 2-2. Anteaters need wins. If they don't get one tonight, got to really try and get the next two against a first-rate ball club here. Pitch line into center field. Gutierrez, a frozen rope to start the Anteater eighth. So that takes care of that streak of 10 in succession retired. Gutierrez, a base hit. Here is Alonso Reyes. Reyes is struck out, hit by a pitch, flew to center. Alonso not hitting nearly as much in league play as he did in non-conference play in February and early March. Down to 200, just above that in league play. That's not like him, and they need him to get going. He and Felstad, who carried the team offensively in that great month of February, when they were 8-3, need to regain that hitting touch down the stretch here, final 6 weeks. Bouncing ball up the middle, diving stop beautifully by the second baseman, Vassar, who throws from the seat of his pants late to first. He was directly behind the bag, knew he had no play to get the lead runner, and he made a competitive throw to first, falling away from the play on his backside. Sliding, diving stop. Reyes not blazing speed. The throw to first was way late. And the Anteaters now trying to start a rally. Line single to center, infield single up the middle. 2 on, nobody out for Tommy Farmer. Gauchos get a right-hander up. And the breaking ball in there, 0-1. Farmer returning to center field, his home, after missing 3 weeks, takes away, 1-1. Tommy flew to center, struck out twice since then. Vargas out to the mound to have a word with Chase Hoover. I believe he was sent out there by a little time for the bullpen. One right-hander up and throwing in earnest, and I believe a left-hander getting ready also. All right, 1 ball, 1 strike. Anteaters had only 2 hits through 7 innings. First 2 hitters, base hits here in the 8th. Hoover's pitch inside, 2-1 to Tommy Farmer. Junior out of Oaks Christian High School. Felstad and Alvarez to follow. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, fouled at the plate. 2-2 to number 2. Farmer and Landon Gaz each have 3 home runs to lead the Anteaters, who as a team 2/3 of the way through the year have but 10 home runs. Tommy's got the pop though. Next one is a check swing. Did he hold up? He did. Full count, 3-2. So this is a big pitch, especially for UC Irvine. They need base runners first and then somebody to drive them in. Hoover shakes off a sign, gets one he likes. Payoff pitch is low. No, strike 3 call. Delayed call. Farmer hung there a moment like it was ball 4. And the right arm came up by Michael Chukerman to call out Tommy Farmer. Big pitch here. Borderline pitch. Chukerman waiting, and then finally the strikeout call. So that's a big out. Third time Farmer struck out. 12 he has company. 12 anteaters have struck out. Here is Felstad, who has struck out twice, and a fly ball to center. And Zach really struggling now, 1 for 22, after all year being a first-rate hitter. So it's in there. Trying to re-find it. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a changeup. At this point, your confidence, I believe, begins to ebb a bit. So, as good a player as he is, looking for a little good fortune on the diamond when it comes to hitting. 0-2. Hoover back, and it's away, ball 1. Hoover digging a hole on the mound. Staring in, Felstad waits. Waits some more. And the left-hander backs off. Gutierrez, pretty good speed at second. Reyes, I'll generously say average speed at first. 1-2 pitch. In the dirt, nice block by Vargas. 2-2. Alvarez, a left-hand hitter on deck, so they want to stay with the left-hander, I believe, as long as they can. Hoover, an inning and a third, has allowed 2 singles. 2-2 pitch. Curveball got him looking. Big late rainbow break. And Felstad struck out for the 3rd time tonight. 13 anteaters have struck out. Tough to win. No Alvarez. 0 for 2. He does have a walk back in the 2nd inning. So what started as a promising inning for the Anteaters right now, trying to avoid it coming to a screeching halt. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Foul tip. New baseball asked for and given to Chase Hoover. Alvarez trying to extend it for Efren Ortega. Lefty back, and it's fouled back. And all of a sudden, Hoover 1 strike away from getting out of it after giving up back-to-back singles. Chase Hoover ahead of Noah Alvarez, 0-2. Lefty back, and that one low and away. Trying to get him to chase, wouldn't do it. 1-2. Anteater offense this year has averaged 4 7/10 runs per game. Not even close to what it's been the last 3 seasons. And they knew it couldn't be as good as one of the top 10 offenses in the country over the last 3 years. Pitch low, 2-2. But there have been some real lulls. And tonight, the Anteaters knew they were going to go against one of the best pitchers in the country. Next one sprayed foul. Count reverts to 2-2. And runs might be at a premium. Well, early in the game, their pitching and their defense both let them down. A couple of errors and a passed ball contributed to 2 unearned runs, and Trevor Hansen just was not himself, going only 2 2/3. Next one outside, full count, 3-2. Advantage offense here. Full count to Noah Alvarez. Lefty set. Runners go. 3-2 is lifted down the left field line. Long run for the left fielder into foul territory. Buzibu cannot get to it. Or did get to it. He did catch it. He went out of view. I didn't see a call, but finally did by the third base umpire down the left field line. Buzizo, a nice play. So he goes deep into foul territory and avoids running into the retaining fence as we take a second look. Fly ball tailing away from the left fielder. Buzizo over on the runway, makes the catch, goes out of view, and we had to wait for a moment for the call. That'll do it. Anteaters, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left, 7-2 Santa Barbara. It's 2 errors for UC Irvine. Brandon Liu will take over, be the 5th Anteater pitcher of the night. Redshirt sophomore left-hander. Brandon, 6'2", 205, grew up right here in Irvine and attended Villa Park High School. Liu made his first appearance in nearly 2 years a week ago, a little more than a week ago, 10 days ago, against San Diego. Went 1 inning, and it was a perfect inning. So good to see Brandon on the mend after Tommy John. Liu, 3 up, 3 down, will work the 9th inning as he gradually works his way back into the Anteater rotation, probably as a reliever, certainly this year. And at one time in his freshman year, halfway through it, was a weekend starter, the Sunday starter, and quite good at it. All right, Liu working the 9th, and his first pitch inside and low, ball 1 to Corey Nunez. Last time we saw Corey, he homered over the left center field wall. He's made 1 brilliant catch at shortstop, so had quite a night. Also a sacrifice bunt. Liu, 6'2", redshirt sophomore. Brandon winds, and the 1-0 pitch is bounced to short. Felstad's been busy on the second hop, will throw out Nunez. 1 shortstop throws out the other, 1 out in the Gauchos' 9th. Here comes Rowan Kelly. Kelly, 2 RBI singles his first 2 times up, and in the 3rd inning with the RBI single, scored a run. Since then, a fly ball to left and a ground out to second. So Rowan 2 for 4, hitting .333. He'll take a strike from Brandon Liu. Liu was a strike thrower, had some good breaking stuff to go with it. Just rounding back into shape. I'm sure he is thrilled to be back out there. My God, 2 years. It's been a saga for him. Here's a little pop to short left center. Felstad going out, coming in Gaz, landing there, and will make the catch, 2 away. So Kelly, a fly ball to short left center. And Liu, 5 up, 5 down in his 2 appearances returning from injury. 2 out, nobody on. That'll bring up Jonathan Mendez. Mendez hit by a pitch, doubled, singled. They got him once. Tyler Foster struck him out in the 5th. Designated hitter in the 7-hole. Brandon Wines, loose first pitch, lifted to center field, very playable, drifting towards right center. Farmer, he has it. And Lou, a quick 1-2-3 inning, great to see it. Gauchos tiptoe through the top of the ninth. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Santa Barbara 7, UC Irvine 2, ESPN+. The broadcast, our engineer, Eli Alfaro. Our producer to my left, great job, Amanda Larsh. Also, Gio Lombrado also helping out producing. Director tonight, Octavio Carrasco. Playback by Annette Romero. Scorebook, Caroline Liu. Ben Panza on the ESPN Plus replay. Bottom of the ninth inning, remaining on the mound, Chase Hoover. Check swing foul to start the ninth inning for UC Irvine. Efren Ortega. Then the top of the order, it'll be Pulasic and Carney. Our three camera operators, Aiden Lomelli at high home, Nanki Carr, the first base camera operator, and Nick Zuinga, I believe it is. Sorry, Nick, on the third base side. Fan experience, Aaron Flora, Shane Helfrich with the music tonight, Whitney Edwards and Nicole Bergman on the video board, Alex Roberts-Croto doing the scoreboard here, and Don Brantley, the voice of Anteater Ballpark. Pitches fouled at the plate. 0-2. Anteaters need 5. And Hoover doing a nice job. He's gone 2 scoreless innings. Allowed just 2 singles. Got out of a first and second with nobody out. Last inning, a couple of strikeouts and a foul out to left. Next one to Efren, outside, ball 1. 1-2 to Efren Ortega. Ortega aboard twice tonight, walked twice against the starter who's looking for his 7th win, Jackson Flora. One-two pitch. Swung on, base hit to center field. Between the bag and shortstop Corey Nunez. Anteater offense quiet tonight, but it's not Efren's fault. Ortega, 1 for 2, has been aboard 3 out of 4 times he's come to home plate. Anteaters have their 5th hit. Here's Daniel Pulasic. Walked and scored in the first. Bounced out to first. Lined out to short on a spectacular catch by Corey Nunez and struck out. And the pitch in the dirt gets away from catcher Nate Vargas. And down to second base goes Efren Ortega. So that helps the Anteaters. A ground ball. You don't have the possibility of a twin killing. Anteaters trying to rally here with just 3 precious outs remaining. Carney's had a big night. He's on deck. And then Landon Gaz with a lot of power. Next one is a bit outside, 2-0. I imagine Pulasic right here will be very selective. He knows the score. He knows the time of the game, 2-0 pitch. And it's right down the middle, taking all the way, 2-1. Chase Hoover to Daniel Pulasic. Again, this one, though, on the outside corner. 87 with the fastball, 2-2. Pulasic spent a year at Los Medanos College before bringing his talented baseball skills to UCI. Ground ball to short, and it goes through Nunez out into left center field. So right there, the slick fielding shortstop kind of caught between hops. He let the ball play him, couldn't decide whether to take a step back or to charge. It'll be E6. There it is, and the ball, he didn't really get down. He didn't know how to play it. He let the ball play him. It's easy for me to say up here. So the Anteaters a big break. Ortega now at third. Pulasic at first. And here's Carney trying to keep the Anteaters breathing. And he fouls it back 0-1. Frankie single, doubled, walked. Last time up, bounced out second to first. Carney against Santa Barbara. He's had a good career against them. 7 for 18, including tonight. 389 average, takes away 1-1. You want to get to Alonzo Reyes. He would be the potential tying run. A long ways to go, but the first two have reached. Hoover back above the head of the Anteater hitter Carney, and on the wild pitch, scoring from third base, is Efren Ortega. Wild pitch makes it 7-3, and down to second base goes Daniel Pulasic. So we'll see in the mind of Andrew Checketts. There it is. If that ball slipping out of the hands of the left-hander after the error means a quicker hook. 2-1. Swung on fly ball to center field. Drifting back a couple steps, Rowan Kelly has it for the first out. Carney hit it pretty good, but up in the air where the experienced center fielder made the play, one away. Here's Landon Gaz. As I've heard a lot of head coaches say over the years, and Hoover'd be a pretty good case in point here, if you have a pretty good lead, it's fairly safe, and we'll call it fairly safe here with 2 outs left. You'd like Hoover to finish the game, and just as I say that, they're going to make a change because you want to hide some of your key pitchers. Of course, you see film on them. There's all kinds of that now, but seeing them live, a different thing. Checkett's out. Hoover will leave. And my theory, just shot to pieces. We'll take a 90-second break. 7-3 Santa Barbara, ESPN+. Olivas, 6'1", 180, and a redshirt sophomore. He is from Stockton, out of Lincoln High School in that city, and he's had a fine year for UCSB. Olivas has 2 saves, a record of 1-1, ERA excellent, 270. 23 innings, has allowed 24 hits, 7 earned runs, walked just 3. So a strike thrower, 1 walk virtually every 8 innings. He struck out 18, allowed 2 home runs, opposition batting .279 against him. So Olivas will work to Landon Gaz, Augie Gutierrez, and the Anteaters hope several more. 1 in, a man at second, 1 out, 7-3, UCSB. Right-hander ready. And his first pitch of the night, Landon starts off or holds up. It's over anyway. Strike 1 call. Landon Gaz took over in the 4th inning. Finished up in left field for starter Zach Doyle. Landon fouls it off first base side. 0-2. Gaz hit back to the box and struck out. Recently been hitting the baseball very well. Gaz with 3 home runs on the year. Driven in 12. Out of that crouch right side. 6'2" junior takes ball 1. Landon and his family from Moore Park, California. Went to Moore Park High, 3rd year with UC Irvine. Olivas checks the runner to Landon Gaz. And it's on the outside corner. I think Landon knew it. Pretty good breaking ball there. Froze the right-hand hitter. And Gaz strikes out. That is the 14th anteater to strike out tonight. That's too much. Here is that breaking pitch. Actually more of a runner, a cutter in. And Gaz caught looking. 2 out. Anteaters down to their final out. The pitch fouled off by Augie Gutierrez. Augie a single and a walk, 1 for 3. Hitting .310 on the year. Had a fine year. Raymond Olivas trying to close the door. Right-hander back, rainbow curve. That's in there. Boy, that fell off a table. Changed up on the curveball. Slow curve. 0-2. Augie looking to keyhole one here. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted in the air into right center field. Rowan Kelly has a beat on it. That will do it. And the Gauchos take the opening game of the series 7-3. Anteaters, a murmur of protest in the ninth. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 man left. Final totals tonight for Santa Barbara: 7 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors. And UC Irvine, 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. The win will go to undefeated Jackson Flora. Went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs back in the first inning. He is now a perfect 7-0 on the year. The loss to Trevor Hansen, he's 4-4. Gauchos improve to 11-5 in conference play, 24-11 overall. UC Irvine drops now to 7-9 in the Big West. 16 wins, 20 losses on the year. So tomorrow the Anteaters will try and even the series at a game apiece. Alex Roberts-Croto rejoins me. We'll be on the air right here on ESPN Plus at 1 o'clock. So for Amanda Larch, my producer, I'm Mark Roberts, saying so long from Cicerone Field. Once again, the final score tonight, UCSB 7, UC Irvine 3. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and they're archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.